And I'll give the floor to the representative of Greece.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also thank Ms. Kayoko Goto and Ms. Idem Wosono for their pertinent briefings. Almost 2 months after our last meeting on Ukraine in this chamber, Russia has intensified its missile and drone strikes on Ukraine. Latest reports indicate direct targeting of residential buildings and other civilian infrastructure across the country, while Ukraine's energy capabilities, with possible severe repercussions on nuclear safety, are being systematically destroyed. The numbers we just heard from our briefers are telling of the plight of civilians in Ukraine forced by Russia to survive another harsh winter in the cold and in the darkness. For the fourth consecutive year, energy needs are weaponized, with the most vulnerable groups, women, children, and the elderly, bearing the brunt of aggression. More than 3,000 children have been killed or injured in the course of this war. And today, on World Children's Day, we can't help but think of all the children whose lives and dreams were cut short. We also firmly support international efforts to ensure the safe return to Ukraine of all Ukrainian children unlawfully deported and transferred to Russia and Belarus. Once more, Greece reiterates its resolute condemnation of the massive civilian harm caused by such strikes as a blatant violation of international humanitarian law. On this occasion, we would like to express our deep sorrow for yesterday's horrendous massive earth attacks, which targeted various Ukrainian cities and resulted to the death of 25 civilians, including 3 children. We also condemn all attacks against diplomatic missions in violation of the Vienna Convention, and we echo the Secretary General in recalling the principle of the inviolability of diplomatic premises. This war of aggression against Ukraine has broader repercussions for global peace and stability. The spillover effect of violence has affected Poland and other neighboring countries and risks to spiral out of control. Russian attacks in the Black Sea endanger lives, pose immense environmental risks, and have ripple effects on energy, food, and maritime security, as well as on supply chains on a global scale. Mr. President, Greece has consistently backed all efforts to put an end to the war in Ukraine. We call on Russia to abandon the path of escalation and engage with the US and Ukraine in goodwill. We stress the need for a full and unconditional ceasefire as a first step toward launching a genuine process that will ensure a comprehensive, just, and lasting peace. In full compliance with international law, the UN Charter, relevant General Assembly resolutions, and the Helsinki Final Act. This is clearly the urgent request of the vast majority of the UN membership. Greece reaffirms its firm and unwavering support for Ukraine's independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity within internationally recognized borders, a principled stance rooted in respect for international law, the UN Charter, and consistent with the belief that the use of force cannot be tolerated. For Greece, the inviolability of borders is non-negotiable. Greece will continue to stand by Ukraine, and through the new vertical gas corridor will contribute decisively to meeting Ukraine's natural gas needs for the upcoming winter. Mr. President, it is also clear that no peace decisions for Ukraine can be taken without Ukraine. We will continue supporting an independent, democratic, and sovereign future for Ukraine, founded on credible and robust security guarantees which will deter any recurrence of armed aggression and allow Ukraine to defend itself effectively. Thank you.
I thank the representative of
Greece for her statement.